Hey, what's up guys, Mashin here, coming back with a brand new video for you guys. Today we're going to be talking about everything for the Steam winter sale, along with what potentially you can be doing to make some profit and everything else to go along with it. Now, sales on Steam have been very popular, but the thing is, the kind of potency they have has been declining over the past years. But the thing is, there's still two sales that actually do represent a decent amount of potency. They have some effect. Those are going to be your summer sales and the winter sale. You can see all of these different Steam sales, but the thing is, the two that really matter are the summer and winter. And today we're going to be diving a little bit deeper into the winter sale after a quick word from our sponsor. The sponsor for today's video is Market CSGO. Now, Market CSGO is one of the fastest and most safe ways to buy or sell CSGO skins. They've even got their own client, which makes sure that if you're sending out a trade, it's going to the correct person and you have zero chance of getting scammed. Listing an item to sell is super easy, and once it sells, that money goes straight into your account after you send that trade and it's accepted. And you can withdraw it with all of these different withdrawal options. And if you're looking to deposit, they've got tons of options to do that as well. Plus, on the marketplace, they've got over 90,000 sales per day, 235 million total sales in the lifetime, and with a completely redesigned site, so many new filters, and easier to use than ever, just a couple weeks away. What are you waiting for? Use the top link in the description and check out Market CSGO. Now, this is going to be the only video I'm going to make about the Steam winter sale, so I'm going to kind of pack a couple different topics into it, all obviously relating. The first thing I want to talk about is if you're looking to level up your Steam account, now is the time to do it. When you craft a badge, you're going to be getting a secondary free card, and that's basically going to reduce the cost of you actually leveling up your account. You can see here that you're going to be getting that card that could be all the way up to a 16% return, or if we want to look at the past sales in the past, you can see here it was 10 cents sometimes. So it's definitely going to be a good idea to craft your badges during this time, because at least you'll get somewhat of a return. We'll talk a little bit more at the end, but now over to the market side of things. Now, it's going to be a very interesting time. This is the first time in a while we're going to be having a winter sale when we don't have anything else going on in the game necessarily. Obviously, we always talk about that potential of an operation source to whatever, yada yada, but the thing is, this is the first time we're seeing a winter sale for truly what it is, just a winter sale, no other impacts. You can argue that the Rio sale is going to be an impact if we even see it by then, but the thing is, the Rio sale at this point is not going to be garnering much interest, and I would argue that the winter sale here could even garner more interest, which is quite crazy considering that's a major sale. But the thing is, back to the overall market, I do want to talk about a couple things that's going to be very interesting leading into it. First up, I want to talk about the Operation Breakout case, because we've seen it in a very volatile state. You can see here how crazy that dip was, and the fact is that we're just a couple weeks away from this potential winter sale. What's going to happen when that winter sale comes? Now, we talked about it in the past that these sales have lost potency, but the thing is, the winter sale and the summer sale both have the opportunity to still create some impact on the market. Might be 5%, it might be 10%, but the thing is, we're seeing this market in a very interesting situation because it's been so volatile already that could impact a little bit more. I'm not saying it's going to, but it definitely does have that potential. We talked about in just a past video how the market has not yet fully recovered for so many of the secondary cases, that those cases could be in a world of hurt if we see a lot of great games come out on sale. Now, when you're talking about a sale like this, obviously not every item is going to be impacted. When we're talking about the ones that are going to be impacted, the first thing that comes to mind is obviously going to be those cases, but the cases aren't the only thing. Cases do represent a decent amount of liquidity, and that's why most of the time people instantly lock to them. But the thing is, there's a lot of skins around that $15 to $20 range that have perfect liquidity, something like the AK-47 Redline. We usually see a lot of different movements from this, especially around Christmas time, but let alone with a winter sale coming up, it's going to be interesting to see what it does. Most likely it's going to drop down. Obviously, we can't say as much, but I would probably expect a 10% decrease if we do see some of the more popular items out this year. And a couple other big things that are usually pretty liquid is we're probably going to be seeing a lot of M4 skins out there, as the M4s are still kind of trying to find their way, trying to find their footing, because we look at the pro scene and we can see here that the M4A4 has started to to see a little bit more improved usage when it really didn't after that update hit. That's going to be interesting, as the overall player base is probably in a decently similar situation of trying to find which one works better for them. We could see some increased liquidity there, and that brings up the opportunity of making some money. Obviously, this is a channel focused on making a profit, so there's definitely going to be some profit opportunities here, all obviously resting on the fact that we do see an actual decent sale, because the winter sale could come out and we could see 10% discounts on games. No one's going to be selling, no one's going to be interested, and no one's going to be buying. But the thing is, there's definitely some things that are going to have some profit opportunities. If you want to look at something like I mentioned, the AK-47 Redline, it would have to decrease around 15% for you to make an interest in flipping this item, unless you're trying to flip it in terms of getting it ready for Christmas and selling that immediately. I don't think that's going to be a very plausible explanation of why you would buy up this gun at that time. I don't think there's going to be a ton of room for flipping with these sales, because we're not going to be seeing that drastic of a decrease, especially considering a decent amount of people who have CSGO skins at this point most likely have liquidated them in terms of preparing for an operation or preparing for something else. They're usually not going to just hold on to CSGO skins if they don't play the game and are willing to sell them at the first possible convenience for other games. And that's why I think this most likely is going to be coming in the form of picking up discounted cases if you're looking to try and make some profit here. We've talked in the past a little bit about how these secondary cases, something like the Spectrum 2, your Chroma 3s, have been decreasing in price and have kind of settled at around a 20% loss from what they were sitting at, and therefore that does bring up the opportunity to potentially invest into those, especially if they are dropping a little bit more. We've also got some of the cheaper cases that have started to increase in price a little bit, which might not be a bad time to get in on, considering we know that a lot of people are starting to invest into those cheaper cases, and that's one of the actual reasons why the price is going up, along with obviously people unboxing the case. To give a mini wrap up for talking about the market portion of this video, the biggest thing I want to point out is not everything's going to have an impact. Most of the impact is going to be relying on those active duty cases potentially, and mostly things that are liquid. That's going to be the biggest thing, is the liquid items are going to have the biggest impact because the people are selling them, and there is still an opportunity for potentially flipping those, but it would have to be pretty drastic. Now, the other thing I want to point out is this is probably your last opportunity before the winter sale comes out for you to be able to level up for absolutely free on Steam. Now, this is something I've mentioned in the past, obviously, but this is probably your last chance here. Plus, we're going to be talking about what's going to happen for winter. So basically, this is one of the last opportunities you have for the summer badge, because once that winter sale rolls in, and it's not going to just roll in on the day of, most likely it's probably going to come out a little bit ahead of time, but you can head over to the Steam Points shop and they've got that seasonal badge there, and that's very important because that's going to be going away, but that offers 4,000 free XP if you're willing to spend the Steam Points to level it up to level 40, which I highly suggest you do, because Steam Points are utterly useless and this is the only actual way to get value out of them. Steam Points are calculated whenever you spend a cent, you get a point, and basically anytime you buy something inside of CSGO, you get Steam Points, and that's why you probably have a pretty decent amount of them like I do. Other than that, make sure you go ahead and redeem the Winter Collection 2022 whenever it comes out and whenever that sale comes out. But as always, guys, I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.